Hello guys, today I'll be doing a Buckethead video, or how to do things like legato wise, or picking wise, like not tab, or nubbing things. Bear with me because I'm working with my iPhone, it's all I got. So, yeah. So, obviously there's first the... Basically, 7, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5 on the top string. I won't go into too much detail because that's all over the place. And then other things, you can include the bottom, the next lowest string. Which is on the B string. B string, 7, 6, 5, 6, 7, and then it goes back up to the E string on the 5th. And you can just do that, and you can do that all over the place. For example, let's do a second position G major scale here. So this is the 3rd fret right here. Wait a second. And you'll notice I was throwing in something else. That's the Paul Gilbert. But I won't go into that because that's Paul Gilbert, and he has explained that like 200,000 times. So another thing that Buckethead has done is to use wide intervallic licks, I guess. He likes to use that one, which is 12, 15, 19. And it uses the same, except it's spread out a lot. So that's 12, 19, 15, 12, 15, 19. And the cool thing about that is you can switch it to the B string and it's the exact same pattern. So it's 12, 15, 19 on the B string and the E string. And so that's pretty cool. You know how it is. Everything I do, I do it big. Now this is from Buckethead's Guitar 1 interview in 2006. This is one of the exercises, or the examples, excuse me. Starts on the 2nd fret, goes to the 4th, and pulls off back to the 2nd fret. So just practice that if you don't know, if you can't really do that fast. But yeah, and then he slides up with this finger to the 4th fret. And then this is what Pepper Brown recommends, just doing it one note at a time if you can't do it. So like, what I mean by that is, and then adding the 4th note, and then after that adding the 5th note. But what he does is, and then goes up to the 5th fret with this finger, and then the 7th fret, and then it goes up to the A string with the same 4, 5, 7. So the lick sounds like. And of course he does it like 10 times faster, but he doesn't offer an explanation in the video, so it's kind of a difference. And then he basically just does that at the octave. So instead of doing it on the 2nd fret on the E string, he does it on the D string on the 4th fret. find that like I just did. And then you can take it up another octave on the 7th fret on the B string, which is a pretty cool thing. It's a nice little legato sliding sound going on because there's not much picking. If you'll notice my picking hand here. So it's there's only 4 notes picked, and it's really good for because especially for me, because I didn't really learn how to do the picking until a lot longer later. So it's good if you're already good at legato. Yeah. And another thing, he used to do this back in the 90s. It's like some sort of neoclassical thing. I'm not really entirely sure, but so basically what it does, for example, this is an example lick. This is on the 6th fret, up to the 7th, and then pulls back down to the 5th, and then goes back up to the 6th. So and be sure to leave that little pause afterwards where the note just rings out, because that's supposed to be there. It's not supposed to be like, it's supposed to be like, I just got back from the wreck. I'm not exactly doing that great, but you get my point. So yeah, this is less of a shred thing than a bending technique, because you know how people go like they do the classical, or the not classical, classic. Yeah, well, I've seen Buckethead do this, where instead of going and just bending one note, he bends it up and then slides up to the note that he bends. For example, right here I'm on the 7th fret, bending up to the 9th, and then I bring it down and slide it up to the 9th. And that's kind of a cool thing to use when you're just, I don't know, not even necessarily playing a Buckethead song. It's just kind of nice to be like, it's pretty cool, you know. Well, I guess you wouldn't know, that's why I'm telling you. Anyway, what else? There's just a crap load of stuff that he does. It's like, holy crap. Another cool technique that, like, for example, that he does in Jordan. Basically, he takes a triad and lays it out into, on the E string there's 2 notes, and then on the B string there's 1 note. And this is obviously an example. You can play it all along the scales, but for example, and then you just play it really fast. But he doesn't just pick it, he picks it with his finger as well. So these 2 notes, it's pick and then pull off. And then he picks the B note. Here, I'll try to... He uses that a lot. It's the same type of pattern as the... So you can look that up on the internet and it's the exact same thing. Yeah. I'm struggling to think of stuff to come up with. There's the obviously, which is him just sweeping and then tapping the 19th fret. But he's got so many. There's so many like explanations of that. At least that I've seen. If not, I'm sorry. I'm just leaving you hanging. But other than that, that's all I can do. Yeah. So have a good night, man. Or woman. I mean, you know, you could be a woman playing guitar. I don't. I mean, I guess I just say man because most of the guys play guitar. Let's be honest. But yeah, have a good night.